Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, seeing you. And yeah, you're probably being confused that he can't see me. Or can I?
Yeah, Spotify has this new feature. We can now watch you through your camera.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just kidding, Jason. Yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody what I... Anyway, so welcome back. And we're really excited. This is a fun strain. It's a good one. It reminds me of Italy and Brandon's...
It does remind me of Italy.
It totally does. And I think we've told this on an episode before, I think. But it's still awesome. Real quick, man. You know, just kind of set the mood for it. So you're in Italy with your family growing up.
Yeah, we were out in Italy on a trip, and my dad's used to driving a diesel truck here in the States. And so in the States, all the diesel pumps are a green gas handle. And so we're driving through Italy, and we stop, and he fills up the van all the way, and realizes as he got it full that he filled it up with not diesel, because out in Italy the diesel hands are black and the regular fuel handles are green. So he fills it up, and all of us kids are sitting there in the van, just my sister's taking a video. We're all just chuckling, laughing, having a good time, watching Dad as he's siphoning out this gas out of the van into empty gas cans. And then he had to fill up again and pay for a whole nother gas tank.
Oh my gosh.
Full. And in Europe at the time, it was about as expensive as gas is now. Like $5 a quart, you know, so.
Jeez, that's nuts. No, and the reason why I thought of that was because another thing that Brandon had said, one of his favorite things that he loved to consume, I don't know why I said consume. Like
I consumed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is it's wonderful, but you have said it multiple times that, you know, it's really hard to find really good what?
Gelato.
Yeah.
You can't find great gelato in the States. It's not the same as gelato in Italy.
Right. Yeah, you had said that, and with that,
that's today's strain.
Yeah. Gelato,
or AKA Larry Bird, or Gelato number 33.
Yeah, Gelato is it is a lot of what it sounds like. There's sweet tones.
Citrus,
yeah,
creamy, like very lavender and citrus smells with like berries with woody aftertones to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
such a tasty one.
Really smooth, like a dessert kind of cannabis almost in the flavor.
So that's got me curious. So what is the lineage of this strain?
Yeah, Gelato is actually a mix of Sunset Sherbet and Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies.
Thin Mint? Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Another one of the Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, they breed some good stuff out there.
Yeah.
It is super smooth. Probably one of the smoothest smokes.
Yeah, I would have to say we both had it in flower. Very fond of it. Very fond of it. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's smooth, it's tasty, creamy, and leaves you feeling very just settled.
Yeah, the flavor has almost like a sherbet like taste. It's
like a sherbet strain.
Good.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about orange sherbet right now because I've had a pen of that one. Great. You know, it's almost like it's got that citrusy, like the rind was put into it. So good, right? The zest.
Fantastic in there. This is not quite as pungent on the citrus, though. It does have some, just not
very
not
faint
that.
notes.
Yeah, really tasty. The feeling on this one, though, is I actually really like Gelato.
Yeah, and awesome part too. And I was thinking about it. I think it was called Big Chief. Do you remember that brand? the vape pens had this tip, a wood tip,
Oh yeah.
and it was very like the metal in that one was like a high polished like aluminum, looked like nickel, but I know they're aluminum, and dude, like it was really good. One of my favorite vape pens I've had. Great flavor, but just and I think the wood tip actually helped with the flavor profile.
I have one like that. I was gonna show it to you. I got that
Yeah.
last time I was in Colorado. It was a different brand though. I can't think what it is right now, but yeah, I love the design on it. The wooden tip.
Yeah.
It looked almost like a bullet.
Yes.
And the bottom just had a metal piece that screwed on instead of the rubber cap, and it was
Oh yeah,
just such a
that's
classy
so cool.
presentation. Yeah.
Yeah, great brand. I mean, and there's multiple brands that use that because I mean they're sourcing it from wherever. But man, bravo, because I felt that enhanced the flavor of it. And typically from vape, you're gonna get sometimes them with flavors, not like back in the day those black market carts that we got, the cereal carts.
Oh, yeah. Those were rough.
Some of them were just so tasty though. And I was a novice at the time, I was brand new, and I'm just like, this tastes like Captain Crunch or Cocoa Puffs or something. It was delicious.
Yeah, they have some really, in extracts and that, some really unique ones. Actually, even in flower too, there's some very fruity
Yes.
and just really dessert style strains. If you could vaporize that, not in like the packs, but like a real vaporizer,
Yeah, like a volcano.
yeah, and get that experience of it, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It when you're saying that, and kind of to give listeners an idea, when we talk about the fruity tones, the citrusy, you begin to develop a palate for it as you go along. Because honestly, you're just gonna taste burning plant.
Yeah, for the longest time.
Yeah, you won't taste these things right away.
Or if you get away from using a lighter, that's going to be better. If you can use hemp wick, it gets rid of the taste of the fuel, which makes actually a huge difference. Or if you go totally away from flame, and they even have those like heating rods that you just heat up your flower with.
Yeah, you were talking about those. That's
Yeah.
really crazy.
So there's definitely better ways that you can get more of the actual flavor from your flower, even without going to a vaporizer.
Well, yeah, and even like PAX 3 that I habitually use, it depends too. Like in those types of handheld vaporizers, small enough to put in your pocket, they are definitely, they have to be cleaned regularly in order for you to be able to enjoy the flavor. And you're not going to get the flavor until about halfway through that bowl, because at first it's a weird kind of, you had described it before, like roasted peanuts.
Yeah, very much a roasted peanuts flavor with that.
At first.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually.
Eventually it gets better.
Right. Yeah, and so it's not really bad, but I really like this one when you talked about those notes. That's what you feel. You actually can taste it because you've gotten so in depth. It's a lot like coffee. If you've been drinking Folgers all the time, right? Or no, I go to Denny's and I love their coffee.
At least it's not Starbucks.
Right. right. But if you get this, after a while, see, like those listening be like, what? That's bullshit. I love me some Starbucks, and that's cool.
And it might be great.
But when you start going a little bit more coffee snob, trust me, there is a huge difference. I no longer drink coffee. Sad days, I know. But
for someone who grinds their beans fresh every morning,
right,
and makes them in a French press,
you know a difference. And so that's after time, and that's where new cannabis consumers need to think about, is that when you're consuming cannabis at first, and you go with flower, because flower first is always the best. There's nothing compares to it, but it will take time for your palate to develop. So don't get turned off by the taste. I'm not doing it for the taste.
That's why you have munchies.
Right.
There you go.
That's exactly. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the intended purpose of the plant, my friend.
He was like, hey, this one's a little bitter. You need something sweet.
Yep.
Stick this in your mouth.
Yep. All by design.
By design. Yeah. But no, this one, it's a pretty balanced hybrid. It's a little bit more leaning towards the indica side, but
yes,
being an indica, it's pretty cerebral.
Yeah.
Like
not very couch locky.
No, it had a lot of the like euphoria in the head. In that,
yeah,
so
absolutely, kind of like across the eyes. Very
right
similar.
in the forehead.
Yeah, very similar to cheetah piss.
Yeah, yeah, an uplifted like euphoria, slight
Yes.
energy fill. Yeah,
but very relaxed. I mean, you don't feel. I feel it lightly across my shoulder blades.
Yeah, and it
just on the
keep
back
setting
of my shoulders.
in. Flower, I notice it more, like the body buzz that settles in. But with the extracts, not as much. It didn't hit quite as far into my body.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it has a way of morphing around the body because it starts in the shoulder blades and then it kind of moves into the middle of your spine, and that's where it sits on me. But yeah, it's really good stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a good hybrid strain, like a good, not midday smoke for most people.
No, it definitely end of the day, end of your work day. It's Friday. Just I don't care. I'm not doing anything today. I don't want to do work stuff. This is good. Like a Saturday strain.
It's good for like people who suffer with muscle spasms, chronic pain, inflammation, chronic fatigue, headaches, migraines, stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia.
It's a good book reading strain, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Just sit down and you could really let yourself, because it's a very almost kind of bringing it in from the sides, like kind of like blinders on a horse. It helps you to focus a little bit more because, as you are feeling medicated, things feel a little jostled. And what we want is like kind of a comfort barrier. And that definitely, like with reading, because some strains are just like so heady.
Yeah. This one's not super introspective.
No.
It's definitely more focused, but like a book, I agree. It would be fantastic to read.
I wouldn't even say like watching a movie or anything like that. You could, but again, it's like drinking box wine to some really good stuff, right? You notice a difference.
Oh, yeah. That's rough. Box wine. Yeah, we're just ripping on all sorts of shit this episode. Yeah, it's I think the biggest side effects from this are just cotton mouth and dry eyes. It's really mild for people getting anxiety from this one.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. A great beginner strain, great introduction strain to try out and see if it helps.
Yeah, I'd recommend that as well. It is a definite strain that is kind of across the board. You may have friends that are just like, I'm just straight indica, and you got people like me. Hey, I'm all about the sativa, but this is a good kind of like a union of both that allows. No one would say, "Oh, not my favorite," because I've experienced enough strains now where I could say, somebody says, "Hey, you want some?" I said, "What strain is that?" And if they say, "I don't know," well, I'd rather not. Like I am out at that point because I'm like, because I've had bad experiences. Certain ones, like I told you about that one, kind of made me feel like I was being a dick, and I was. I had to take some CBD from Foxy Flower, and dude, within like 20 minutes, I was not a dick. But man, like,
it's funny how that can change,
right? That quick. So definitely great strain, middle of the road, good for beginners and novice. Even you experts just have to smoke just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's still enjoyable, but a little bit more. Kind of just a dessert strain, I feel like.
Definitely a dessert strain.
Yeah, with that, I think I would pair with it really sweet, kind of like mangoes, pineapple, maybe some bananas, and probably just like cover it all in chocolate because that shit sounds really tasty.
I'm thinking like lemon bars. I remember I would never eat anything with lemon, and until a friend of mine made these citrus bars, and after that time, I've thought of it. I can recall it right now how it tasted, and I'm thinking lemon bars. That would just be just a
those are
few of them,
fantastic.
right?
Yeah.
Just enough where it's not going to let you turn into a gluttonous pig, going, oh, I got to eat the whole tray, because it gives you a little bit of cotton mouth anyway with it, right? So because of the stickiness, and oh man, I'm getting hungry for a lemon bar right now. Damn, that sounds good.
Or some gelato, but make sure it's some good gelato.
Yeah.
There was this one in Italy that was a really dark chocolate, and it was called Viagra. Yeah, but it was super tasty, and the guy at the shop just was like trying to spoon it out to everyone, like, here, you need some Viagra, you need some Viagra. And it was great. I feel everyone should have some Viagra.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds amazing.
It's good stuff. Yeah. Top review. I think this one came in. It was, gelato is so uplifting and a positive high. It helps me strive even though I am a brain cancer survivor. I strive daily and fight to get by. I love spreading positivity vibes, and this is how I do it. I take a smoke, toke on some weed, let's broaden our minds, and we can speak gelato.
Definitely. Like I said, it's a wonderful union of the lineage from this strain that just gives you an overall feeling of just happiness and just happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Recommend it. And we love you all. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be producing a lot more content to be engaging. We just love you guys. We want to be able to offer you more than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we want to connect in a more community way. So stay in touch. We're going to more engage community.
Yeah,
so yeah,
absolutely.
Stay tuned.
Thank you guys so much. Have yourself a wonderful day.